Hi, welcome to another week of Momentum Trade Ideas. This is Alvin, the CEO of Dr. Wealth, and I'm going to talk about first and review the trades last week, and then we will talk about the new trades this week. This is a usual disclaimer. Pause and read it if you need to. Okay, these are the trade ideas that I shared last week, 3 of them. The first one was EGLE, a shipping company. The second was Chevron, an oil and gas major. And then the third one is ADM, a consumer staple company. And the results, after a week, EGLE has bucked the trend, and it has gone up 10% in a week. Right, that's a very big move, and in fact, it broke new high. Chevron, it went back to where it was. Although there was some volatility, it went down and went back up, recovered most of the loss. And ADM itself also went through the same process. It went down and then recovered some lost ground, but it didn't cover as much lost ground as Chevron, so it's still down 2%. But overall, if let's say if you combine these returns together, it's still positive, right, return for this selection. And I'm just basing on using momentum to pick this pick these stocks itself, right? Because we believe that when in the short term, it is better to pick those stocks that have high momentum than low momentum, and the chances of us getting a higher returns in the near term is higher. Right, so that's why I'm here to share about more of these momentum ideas, because I do know that this is counterintuitive. A lot of people don't like to buy at the top right hand corner of a chart because people still think in terms of cheap and expensive. Right, those valuation considerations are important if you are holding a position over a few years. But if you are holding the position in just weeks or months, actually valuation is not important, and it is momentum that is the key to unlocking the performance in the short term. So let's look at the stock chart for these 3 stocks and see what we can learn from it. You can see that this EGLE shipping has broke new high, right? So this is usually a very bullish kind of signal, which means the upward trend should continue. Okay, and it is quite far away from this moving average. This blue color is a 100-day moving average, and which means that it is also very unlikely in a week's time the price will go below moving average. That signals a sell. But of course, never say never, right? If let's say something major event happen, this drawdown still can happen, right? But just unlikely. Okay, and momentum is still high at 271%, and which means that likelihood of going up is much higher than it going down. The second one, Chevron, okay, is testing the new high, right? It could be a case where we can see a new high in the near future, okay, but it went through some volatility, it went down, but then recovered the lost ground, and it went back to where it was a week ago. Momentum wise is about 100%, 105%. Okay, this is considered above 100%, considered high momentum already relative to a lot of other stocks, right? A lot of them are like maybe even below 40, okay, 40%. So Chevron, as to with the other oil majors, are still holding strong. The trend is still intact. The long-term bull has not been is not over yet. The third one is ADM. And this was the one that I said that it was a very nice correction over here, going closer to the moving average. And yet, in fact, it almost went below the moving average that may trigger a sell, but it didn't. It touches this point and then it bounces off, right? So it is slightly lower than a week ago, but it seems like the correction is done, and the rebound is likely to happen. Okay, momentum is weaker at 79%, right? So there is still a chance that this rebound may not materialize, right? So as the price stay above, the moving average likely to go up like that. And of course, there's always 2 possibilities. One is that it goes down and then a sell is triggered, and another one is that the rebound became more prominent, right? So this is how ADM is like at this point in time. Okay, so it's down 2% from a week ago, and we will see, right, whether this will go up or down in the near future. Okay, one good thing is that the bounce over here has happened, and the momentum is still reasonable, right? It's not low, but of course it's not high either. Okay, so it is a critical juncture for ADM at this point. So now let's go to the 3 trade ideas for this week. The first one is Exxon Mobil. You should be familiar with this oil major. It is the largest US oil company, and it's smaller than the Saudi Aramco and also smaller than the China ones like PetroChina, but it is the largest in the US, and it just broke new high. Okay, momentum is about 66%. This is lower than Chevron. Chevron is about 100. Okay, but because I shared last week, I wanted to give a new idea, and I still believe that oil is still on the upward trend, and Exxon Mobil is one that is something that's people will find familiar with, right? So I picked this one with reasonable momentum and breaking new highs at the same time. Okay. The second one is CF Industry. You might not have heard of this company, but they do fertilizers, and fertilizer prices are shooting through the roof because of the war, because of the inflation that's going on, and fertilizers in turn will cascade into higher prices in fruits and vegetables, or anything that is used to feed the animals. That will also cause the prices to go up. So that they have a part to play in terms of or should I say that they benefit from inflation, right, from rising costs, and they don't seem to reverse the trend anytime soon, right? So they have some volatility over here. Okay, they've been range bound for 2 months, right? But the momentum is still high above 200%. Okay, so chances are the upward trend is still intact, and prices will stay high for more weeks or even months to come. The third one is Geo Energy. They do coal, and a lot of the coal is being exported to China. They are based in Indonesia. Because of the non-cordial relationship between China and Australia, China have stopped importing coal from Australia, and their main country where they import the coal from is currently Indonesia. So Geo Energy, being based in Indonesia, is benefiting from this relationship, and they have record earnings, they have record dividends. The share price is holding up well, has been crawling up. Okay, I won't say climbing up. Okay, crawling up. Slow but steady wins the race. Okay, so the momentum is even higher than the CF Industry. This is like 301%. Okay, so that's over 300. So we have a good mix. We have a 300%, we have 200%, we have about a 60+% momentum ideas this week. Okay, so just to recap again, remember this momentum is useful for us to find the strong stocks that are likely to go up in the short term, and short term we means weeks to months. Okay, and one more thing about this Geo Energy is a Singapore listed company. It's listed in SGX or Singapore Exchange. Right, so this is unlike the other two ideas that I shared just now, which are listed in the US. Right, so just to recap, these are the three ideas for this week. Exxon Mobil, an oil major. Second is CF Industry, a fertilizer company. And then third is listed in Singapore. This is Geo Energy, a coal company that exports coal to China. So these are not recommendation, right? So just be clear about it. And the purpose is to give you ideas about what stocks are actually moving up, what stocks actually have high momentum. For all you know, you may be looking beyond these stocks, looking at the sectors. You might find better ideas from there, right? So I hope that is the case, okay? And hope to inspire you with some of these ideas and see what you can do with them. So I'm Alvin, and I hope you like this video. Remember to give me a thumbs up as well as subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.